Good day, everybody, and welcome into another episode of the Collins Series Vendor Spotlight. I am Jay Fahy, your host, and today we have the pleasure of being joined by Mr. Cole McGee from Conval, who's going to talk a little bit to you about their Camseal Ball Valve products. Without further ado, Mr. Cole McGee.
Hi everybody, I'm Cole McGee with Conval, Regional Sales Manager for them. Today I want to talk to you about our features and benefits of the Conval Camseal Ball Valve. So this here is our Camseal Ball Valve. We call this the Camseal because the cam pins that you'll see inside of our cartridge assembly. The cam pins are used to install the cartridge assembly, and we're going to get into that in greater detail later. Here you can see we've got a lever handle, and this can be removed with just a standard Allen key. You can see here on the top of our valve, we call this the bonnet, we have the ISO mounting pad. So this ISO mounting pad allows you to use any standard quarter-turn pneumatic actuator with your ball valve. Now, if I install the handle back, you'll see that this valve comes standard with lockable points for lockout tagout. So the greatest feature about our Camseal ball valve is the fact that it is inline repairable in top entry. So just by removing these bonnet nuts, we can remove the top of the valve and replace the internals. So now that I've got my body nuts off, we can remove our bonnet, and you can see here how the stem engages with our cartridge assembly. That cartridge assembly can be replaced, and you can completely refresh your valve. We call this the Camseal Ball Valve because these cam pins here apply force onto the Belleville washer, which in turn gives us our seal between the cartridge and the body. Okay, now that we've removed the bonnet of our valve, you can see all the internals. So now this is our body to bonnet seal, which creates a seal between the body of the valve and the bonnet that we just removed. Now you're looking at the heart of the valve. This is what seals off your pressure. So if you're getting leaked by, you would take off the bonnet, get to the point where we are here, and replace your cartridge assembly. Now to replace your cartridge, all you're going to do is remove these two cam pins by turning them 90 degrees. Take these cam pins out, you can see here they have a flat on one side and a round on the other. When you go to reinsert these, you'll want to match up the round to the round of the cartridge here. You can see the round to the round. Now let's remove the cartridge. And what I like to do to remove the cartridge is grab it between your index finger and your thumb right here and pull it out. Now what you'll see is the cartridge to body seal. This seal here is removable and replaceable. Just pick this out with a pick and throw in a new one. All these parts here come with a new cartridge assembly kit, so you don't need to worry about reusing your old seal. You'll want to go ahead and replace your seal for your cartridge and your body, and all this comes in our kit. Okay, this here is our cartridge assembly kit. This is everything you would need to refresh your cam seal. This here is the body to bonnet seal that we saw before, and this is the cartridge to body seal. Now the cartridge to body seal goes in first, and what you'll want to do is you'll see there's a smooth side and a rougher side. That rougher side you'll want to put out, and the smooth side you'll want to put in towards the cartridge assembly itself. Now you'll just slide that on, and now that you've installed your seal, keep that in place. Turn your cartridge around, and then what you'll do is you'll install the flat washer. There's a flat washer and a Belleville. Make sure to not get them mixed up. Belleville, you can see, has a conical shape to it, whereas the flat is simply flat. Now your flat washer will go onto your cartridge assembly first, followed by the Belleville washer, and you'll want to go cup down. See here we have our assembly, and now this assembly can be dropped into place in the valve. All right, now that we've got our body to bonnet seal installed, we can install our bonnet itself. Now to install the bonnet, you're going to want to match up this stem to the ball valve cartridge itself. Now as I place this on top of the valve, you want to make sure you have an even gap all the way around the bonnet to body connection. If you have a little bit higher on one side than the other, what you can do is shimmy the bonnet and make sure you've got it perfectly seated against that gasket. So you have a perfect gap all the way around. Now that this is in place and seated nicely, we can install our body to bonnet nuts. And what I'll do here is I'll go in a star pattern, similar to changing out your tire. So we'll go this stud first, then we'll go across, do this one, we'll hit this one, and then this one. And you want to tighten these to the torque specs on the screen. Okay, so now that we've got our bonnet installed and fully tightened onto the body, what I want to show you is the indicator disc on top. And this indicator disc has an O for open and an X for closed. And this indicator disc turns with the stem, so as you turn the stem, this indicator disc will display the open or closed position of the valve. So I'm going to install the lever here just to show you. Right now we're in the open position because this is the O, and you have your scribe mark here to show that the valve is fully opened. Now what I'll do is I'm going to close the valve. And you can see here the valve looks to be closed, but in this scenario, we'll actually want to adjust the closed position a little further. So close the valve all the way and make sure that your line on the bonnet is in line with the cutout on the indicator disc. As you can see here, our scribe mark is perfectly in line. If you were to have an actuator mounted, you wouldn't be able to see from the top here. You would have a mounting plate that would be attached to this ISO pad. And that's why we provide a cutout here for you to take a flashlight when the actuator is installed and look down the window to see if the scribe mark is in line with the cutout. Here it is perfect, and we are good to go.
Well, guys, that's it for us today on the Vendor Spotlight series. I want to say thank you to Cole for coming out from Conval and telling us a little bit more about the Camseal Ball Valve product. Remember to like our videos on whichever platform you view them, and go ahead and leave us a note in the comment section if there's another product or process you'd like to know a little bit more about. Cole, any final notes you want to leave us with?
Yeah, so if there's any other further questions on repairing our cam seal, we can always get you the service instructions. And if you have any questions beyond that, we're real people. You can get a hold of us either through Collins or directly through us, and we'll get back to you and fix your problem. I appreciate your time, Jay.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.